Hi guys, welcome to Unreal Engine video tutorial series. From this video onwards, for the next few video tutorials, we are going to discuss sequencer in Unreal Engine. What is a sequencer? Sequencer is a timeline based editor where you can animate objects within the level. You can see I have opened the sequencer. Sequencer is a timeline based editor where you can animate objects within the level. If I click on the play button, you can see that the cube is moving. I have animated the cube within the sequencer. I pause it. So what is a sequencer? Sequencer is a timeline based editor. Timeline based editor where you can animate objects within the level. It can be cube, sphere, it can be a light, it can be anything else. Okay. Sequences created using sequencer can be played during gameplay or rendered as movies. See, animation created within sequencer are called sequences. You can see this cube I have animated with sequence. So you can see we have cube sequence. It's called cube sequence. It's not called cube animation. It's called cube sequence. The sequences you can play during the gameplay. If I click on the play button, you can see that cube is animating. The cube is animating. During the gameplay, you can play sequences. Also, you can render as movie. So there is a button, render this movie to a video. You can render this scene as a video, guys. Okay. Next, what can you do with sequencer? Sequencer is used to create cinematic cutscenes. You see small clips played while playing the game. When you reach to a specific checkpoint, when you reach to end of the level or in the beginning of the level, you find some videos played. Right? Those are called cutscenes. You can create cinematic trailers. You can create animations. You can animate characters. You can blend animations. You can control cameras. You can trigger game events, guys, like opening doors, changing lights, playing audio, etc. So that's the use of sequencer. Sequencer is a timeline based editor where you can animate objects within the level. Okay. Next, we'll have a brief overview of sequencer window. Sequencer window overview. Let's have an overview of sequencer window. Okay. To the sequencer window, you can add tracks for multiple actors and animate them over time, guys. To this sequencer window, you can add tracks for multiple actors and animate them over time. So there is an add button. So you click on add button, then you go to actor to sequencer, and you can add any actor, okay, any actor to the sequencer, and then you can animate it over time, guys. Understanding? At the top of the sequencer window, we have toolbar. So in the toolbar, first we have save option. So there is a save tool. If you click on this, the sequence, any editing you do, they are being saved. Next we have search button. So it takes you to the asset, okay, the sequence asset. You can search for the sequence. Okay. Next, there is a camera tool. It is used to add a new camera. It creates a new camera in the scene. Create a new camera and set it as the current camera cut. That's what it does actually. You can add a camera. See, it places the camera in the scene. Now we are seeing through the camera. Understanding? And then we can render this movie to a video. If you want, we can click on this and render as a movie. Understanding? At present, I don't want these camera cuts and all, so I'm going to delete. Okay, I'm just giving you the idea, guys. What are these tools? So we have save tool, we have search tool, we have create camera, and then we have render this scene as a video. Okay. Next we have director blueprint. So this is going to open a blueprint. It is going to open a blueprint for your level sequence. Okay. So event graph, you can see here, you can execute some blueprint code from your level sequence. Next we have actions. So here in the actions we have option like save the current sequence with a different name. We can import animations from FBX files. We can export the selected object as a FBX file. So there are many options are available here. Okay. Let me select the cube and press the F key to focus. Okay. Right. Next we have view options. So you can decide here what to view, what not to view. Like here at the bottom we have range slider, right? Range slider. So if I go to view and hide range slider, now the range slider is not visible. So if I go here and say show range slider, now range slider is visible, you can see here, right? You can show or hide the info button. Here at the bottom we have show status info button, right? Here info button, you can show or hide it. You can show or hide it. So we have show hide options here. Next we have playback options. So playback option, you can playback, you can set starting and ending. You can control the playback speed. You can control the playback speed. Okay. Next we have keyframe options. We have keyframe options. You can convert the keys to auto key, or you can break the keys handles. You can convert key to a linear. You can convert to a key to a constant. We're going to understand all of these in the upcoming videos, guys. Don't worry. Next we have the auto key option. Okay, it is automatically going to add a key whenever you do any modification in the animation. Auto key you can enable or disable from this. And then we have the snapping. So while moving the playhead, it snaps to a frame. So that is the snapping, you can enable or disable. Next you have frames per second. So this is a place where you can control at what frames per second your animation should be played. 60 frames per second, 30 frames per second. For film, for movies, 24 frames per second is the standard. So you can choose here. For animations, 12 frames per second. So like this you can choose the frames per second, and even you can show the timeline as frames, or you can show as seconds. So here you can, it is going to show 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second instead of frame numbers. So if you go here and say show time as and show frames, so it shows the frame numbers here, 30th frame, 45th frame, 60th frame. So it's showing the frame numbers here. Okay, and you can see when I move the playhead here, the frame number is changing. You can see, right, the frame number is changing. So it is showing the frame number here. Okay, next we have curve editor. So it is going to display the curve editor. It is going to display the curve editor, sequencer curves. And then we have a lock option. Lock the animation so that it is not editable. So if you lock this, nobody can modify this animation. So that's the lock button, guys. Okay, next what we have, next we have tracks bar. So in the tracks bar, what we have a add track button. So you can add track for any actor. You can add track for any actor. You can add track for the audio. You can add track for events. You can add track for camera. You can add track for fading effect. So you have option to add tracks. Okay, tracks and animate them. Next we have search track. So you can search for a specific type of a track by the name, the track name. Okay, and next we have filters. So in this place you can show a specific type of track and hide specific type of track. So that is possible here. Okay, next we have play controls. Here at the bottom we have play controls. So we have play forward and pause, and they play reverse, it plays in backward and pause. And then we have go to previous frame. So I'm going one frame backward. You can see 103, 102, 101. I can go to the next frame. Okay, so play forward, play backward, go to previous frame, go to next frame. Then we have go to previous keyframe. So it directly jumps to keyframe. Go to previous keyframe, go to previous keyframe, go to previous keyframe, go to next keyframe, go to next keyframe, go to next keyframe. So these are keyframes. Okay, next we have here go to end and go to the beginning. Go to end, go to beginning. Okay, next we have set playback start. So at present playback start is on 0th frame. So if I want playback should start from 31st frame. Okay, the animation should play from here to here. Animation should play from here to here. It should not play from here. Okay, so animation should start from here. So if I click on set playback start, and if I click on the play button, you see the animation plays from here to here itself. You can see, right? So animation is starting from this keyframe. So I'm going to pause it. So if I want animations to start from 0th frame, again I say set playback start here and click on the play button. You see that the animation plays from the beginning, right? Similarly you can set the end. Okay, set playback end. So if the animation should end in this place, you can set in this place. So if I play, see animation plays only till here, right? You can move these handles also. or you can just place the playhead and then click on this button, set playback end. So automatically it sets the playback end. So if I move the playhead here and set playback end, so it sets the playback end here. And then we have loop option. So if you play, the animation will be played continuously. The animation is played continuously, you can see. So if it is disabled, animation is played only once. So if I play, so animation is played only once. If you want to see animation playing continuously, then enable looping. So if you play, the animation is played continuously, guys. You can see that. And next, you want to jump to a specific frame, then you can simply type in this place. So go to 31st frame. If I hit enter, our playhead goes to 31st frame. So if I say here, go to 60th frame, so playhead jumps to 60th frame. So like that, you can jump to a specific frame. Okay. Next, we have timeline itself. So this is actually called as timeline, the place where you can add keyframes. You can add keyframes, right? So it displays the frames, it displays the working range, start time, working range end time, view range start time, and view range end time. So this is a place where we have view range start time, view range end time, working range start, and working range end. So you have these options. And yeah, that's about the sequencer window, guys. Sequencer window overview. I hope you got some idea about the tools available here. Next, if you want to extend the timeline, you can definitely extend with the help of view range end time. So you can simply come here, it is showing 125 frames. So if I come here, view range end time to, let's say, 300 and hit enter, you can see it shows up to 300 frames. It shows up to 300 frames, and you can extend, and you can start animating the object for more frames, guys. Okay, great. Next, few shortcuts to remember. Enter key is used to add keyframe. Enter key is used to add keyframe. Space bar is used to play and pause the sequence. So for example, here if I am, and if I press the space bar, it plays the animation. If I press the space bar, it pauses. Play, pause. Okay, shortcut keys. Control plus mouse wheel to zoom in and zoom out the timeline. So if you hold down the control key and use the mouse wheel, you can zoom in and zoom out. You can zoom in and zoom out. Okay, and then Control C, Control V to copy paste the keyframes. So you have option to copy paste the keyframes, guys. So you can simply select the keyframes and copy paste. Like for example, I can select these keys, Control C to copy, and I can come here and press Control V. And I select these, Control C to copy, come here and press Control V. I select these, Control C to copy and come here and paste. And then select these keys, Control C to copy and come here and paste. So now what happens if I play the animation? So the cube moving in clockwise, and then cube moves in a counterclockwise. So like this, you can use the sequencer to add keys, copy paste the keys, or do any modifications, and you can animate the objects in your level, guys. I hope you guys have clearly understood the sequencer. Sequencer is a timeline based editor where you can animate objects within the level. For this video tutorial, this much is enough, guys. In the upcoming video tutorials, we discuss how do we animate objects in Unreal Engine step by step. If you like this video, hit the like button and share it with your friends so that everyone will get benefited. For more benefits and be up to date, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep learning, keep designing, keep sharing. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.